down, but right now I just kind of just supposed to lay low a little bit.
What happened to Mikaela Shiffrin was completely unexpected and unfortunate. Nevertheless, neither injuries nor missing World Cup races could deter Michaela's thirst for success. In fact, even after a serious injury, she's still got that unshakable hope because she knows she can come back stronger. Will she be able to come back sooner than expected though? It does not come as a surprise that Shiffrin is making plans to get back on the slopes. As could be seen through her social media posts, she's been putting in the work, hitting the gym hard, and has plans to be back on snow soon enough. For those who didn't know, the world-class alpine skier is recovering after undergoing abdominal surgery to clean out a puncture wound she received in a giant slalom crash in November. As of last month, there is no timetable for Shiffrin's return to racing after she suffered bruises and a deep puncture to her hip area, but no ligament or bone damage during a crash in Killington, Vermont. Up until the crash, she was leading after the first run of the GS as she chased after her 100th World Cup win. With the finish line in sight on her second run, she leaned into the hill, lost an edge, and slid into a gate, flipping head over skis. She slammed into another gate before coming to a stop in the protective fencing. Shiffrin was described as in shock, entirely unable to move, and worried about internal organ trauma while she was taken down the course on a sled. Following several scans at the Rutland Regional Medical Center, no ligament damage was found, and bones and internal organs look okay. The five-time overall World Cup champion said she was feeling quite lucky after rewatching the video of the crash, and added that she would assess her condition in the next couple of days. "Right now, I'm pretty limited in doing anything," said Shiffrin, who was also struggling to walk. It is worth noting that this is the second time that the USA skier has had to stop for an injury during her career. The last time this occurred was when she suffered a sprained MCL and tibiofibular ligament injury in her left knee after a crash in the Cortina downhill earlier last year. In a post, Michaela shared that her surgery was unexpected and came after feeling a bit under the weather. She has been using a wound vacuum to keep the puncture clean. "Turns out, I had a little cavity deeper than the wound track that was filled with old hematoma and wasn't properly draining with wound vac or normal packing," Shiffrin wrote. "So we went in to wash it out and close it with sutures." Fortunately, shortly before Christmas, she has improved quite a bit, at least. She gave an update to her fans, writing, "Basic movements are starting to get easier and more fluid, and in general, the soreness is improving a bit, which is just wonderful." In an interview, she admitted that she is not sure when she might return to competition. "I think if all things had gone perfectly and all the drainage just came out, we were pretty sure the season would be possible," Shiffrin said. "It just depends on how I improve over the next weeks and months. There's not a lot of precedent for this injury in our sport." She referred to acute oblique tears in baseball, hockey, and other sports, and claimed that ski racing is different. "When you think about the force of a GS turn, or a slalom turn, or a Super G turn, it's hard to know what the muscle will withstand. We're giving it a couple of weeks to see," she added. "I think we'll get a clearer view each day of how it's going to work." In light of this, fans were overjoyed when, the day after New Year's, Michaela took to Instagram to say, "Making progress over here, hoping to work into some easy turns on snow in the next week or so." She added, "There's a little ways to go before I'm ready to truly ski with intensity, from a pain and a fitness perspective, but I am psyched with where we're at now, kicking off 2025. Obviously, it remains unclear when the two-time Olympic champion might return to the World Cup circuit, or if she will be back in time for the World Championships in Saalbach, Austria in February. Still, the fact that she's obviously recovering well is something worth celebrating. "I can move and sweat and use my body, which is so exciting," she said. Even though she's still in recovery, she's focusing on getting her strength and conditioning back, working within the limits of her injury. "This next phase of recovery is all about getting my strength and conditioning back as much as possible while working within the limitations of my obliques. Long hours of gym such rehab time but it's coming along and I'm so happy with that," said the 29-year-old. Though Michaela is not completely ready, she knows she can. It might take a few more weeks before US alpine skiing star Mikaela Shiffrin is ready to compete again, but the two-time Olympic champion is finally back on skis. Yup, you heard that right. The American has been sidelined since 30 November when she sustained a severe abdominal injury in a crash during the second run of the Killington Giant Slalom. In a video shared on her social media, a cheerful Shiffrin documented her return to the snow a few days ago. Was a successful on-snow test. "We did 3 runs, nothing crazy, but that was so fun. Yay," she said. The Colorado native, who turns 30 in March, was also shown doing reactivation exercises in the gym under the supervision of physical therapist Reagan Dewhurst before gearing up for some gentle training runs on the slopes. She captioned the post, "She movin'," with the hashtag moving right along. Shiffrin didn't specify a timeline for her return to racing, even with the 2025 World Championships in Selbach less than a month away. In her Instagram stories, the skier, currently continuing her rehabilitation in the US, also expressed support for those affected by the recent wildfires in the greater Los Angeles area, sharing a GoFundMe page to assist them. Anyhow, with her undisputable talent and resilient spirit, the skiing community is closely following Shiffrin's progress, hopeful that she will soon be back competing at the highest level. Megan Herod, Shiffrin's spokesperson, said Michaela has been putting in 12-hour workdays focused on healing, rehabbing, strength, and conditioning. Dryland has been going well too, and her strength is coming back. The days are long and full, but productive, and she is making good progress. Herod continued before adding that Shiffrin has not yet skied gates. At this point, her return to Europe and world competition is still pending. She and her team are assessing daily, Herod said, keeping herself on track with her overcoming journey from the 2024 Stifle Killington Cup. To secure her 100th World Cup win, Mikaela Shiffrin's return on snow has been coming into prominence with quite the discussion ongoing among fans. A comment from one of her avid fans states the much-awaited and anticipated moment the fan has waited for. "Glad you're back out." The skier's return, surely, comes as one of the highlighting comebacks with the start of the new season. Another fan comments on how the skier was missed to be seen performing on the slopes for a long time. "Awesome, great progress, so much better to see you out on the slopes." Making her comeback after 2 months, Michaela is currently training on slopes in preparation for her next competition. Needless to say, more than 100 people are awaiting Michaela's return to competition. Do you think this athlete will get the chance to have a successful season? Watch this to find out.